and welcome to Live Up to Freedom. I hope you're all staying safe, staying sane, especially today with everything that's going on. Before I dive in, let me start by saying a special thanks to Michael Lauber for sitting in for me yesterday so I could at least, for part of the day, celebrate my 20th anniversary. Also, thank you to all of you who sent in messages, um, letters, gifts, donations. I do appreciate all of that. And yay, on the positive note of things today, I guess we did reach our limit, our goal on the fundraising of my 20th American birthday for Worldview Weekend Foundation. So that is wonderful news, and thanks to everyone who has spread the message and made donations. I was actually planning to do a look back today since, it's been 20 years. Whew, almost hard to believe. It's been 20 years. My original plan was I'm gonna do a look back with you guys into some of the earlier works I have done, like my original show, which was The Unknown, my top 10 show, my original video, the very first one that I went up against Obama. But with what happened yesterday, I figured that can wait. That can most certainly wait. I'm not positive, but I'm almost positive I will be on Brannon House tonight to discuss some of the things I'll be talking to you today. But I figured I'm going to take as much time as I can on my own show to go over all of the things I can. And then whatever is left, or if we need to expand on, we will do that tonight on Brandon's show. And of course, I will be doing a live show on my Facebook with Michael tomorrow to expand some more. Okay, let's get to it. I'm going to actually go back to the 20 years. Yesterday, I was asked by a few of friends that, can you believe, and by the way, when I keep saying yesterday, I am referring to FBI's raid on Mar-a-Lago, President Trump's house. And I was asked a few times, can you believe it? I was like, can I believe it? Yeah. What I can't believe is for how long we've been warning people and for how long people have not been listening. That's what I can't believe. 20 years ago, when I came to America, of course, things were very different. As far as America goes, things were different. As far as I go, things were different. I was kind of sort of just lost trying to figure out life, heal from a lot of wounds, learn the language, learn the culture, get a job, all that. But one thing I noticed it's not really brought up or talked about is how much of everything we see today, as much as, yes, Biden is a puppet, Biden cabal is evil. Even before Biden was this old and empty up there, he was an evil man. I'm not disputing any of that. But a lot of this is being dismissed, or a lot of it is not being brought up as where did it all begin, as to becoming an action is what I mean. The plans begun a long time ago, but this all started with Hussein Obama. And that's why I talked about what I was going to play for you, being my original video going up against Obama. But yes, this all started with Hussein Obama as far as becoming an action. When he took office the first time is when doors started opening. It's when law doesn't apply to Democrats started happening. It's when making the world, including America, a safer place for Islam started happening. It's when Muslim Brotherhood, CAIR, Hamas, and Iran started having a seat at our table. So I just felt like I should bring this up for everyone who might be just concentrating on Biden. This all started in action. This goal and agenda, the plan for it or the steps for it didn't start with Biden. Biden cabal is trying to finish it. I personally don't think they will. that was another question I was asked. What do you think? Do you think, this is it? No, this is not it. This has to get way worse before in any shape or form it gets better. This is not the worst. And um, my faith aside, my own life looking at history repeating itself, which is something I've been saying so many times. I said it from the first day that I'm watching history repeat itself just in a different country. Because of that, I know it needs to get way worse. I think it was not last Sunday that we were covering CPAC, Sunday before that, when we had Derek Evans on before he had to go to prison to serve his term as a political prisoner. Is when I said we are nowhere near the number of political prisoners this country requires to become fully socialist Islamist. We're far from it. Anyhow, but Brandon House, of course, as always, put together an absolutely brilliant broadcast last night. If you missed it, all the segments of each guest is on Frank's speech as a standalone. It is actually right on the homepage, so you don't have to go anywhere to find it. Right on the homepage. Do catch up with it if you missed it. So I'm not going to even go there, but here's where I will go. One of the topics that has been coming out finally by two senators. I actually have their name here. Let me see if I can find it. United States Senator Josh Hawley, I hope I'm not butchering his name, and Ron Johnson. Ron Johnson and Josh Hawley are the two people who finally went after what we've been saying, we being me and Brandon House. I started talking about this months and months ago on my show, on Brandon's show. And then Project Veritas came out with a project of talking about just five of the Afghan refugees who were brought in with ties to Islamic terrorism. And then, hold on, I need to try to figure this out as I do talk to you. But finally, I believe on July 27th, it finally came out that here, I will put it on the screen because I like to make sure you see what I see. This is Fox News. It's funny that the only place I could find this in English was actually just Fox News. But anyhow, it says FBI actively investigating Afghan evacuees in U.S. flagged as suspected terrorist security threats. A whistleblower reported 324 suspected terrorists entered the U.S. after being evacuated from Afghanistan. It goes on with more information, but I just read a little bit of it. The FBI and its joint terrorist task forces are actively investigating individuals deemed national security threats and suspected terrorists who entered the U.S. after being evacuated from Afghanistan last year. FBI Director Christopher Wray said Thursday, while admitting the Bureau does not know they're all are located at any given time. As I said, it goes on with the rest of the information. It's Fox News. It's easy to find. So if you want to read the rest of it, it's there. But as I said, first of all, we've been saying that I think the last number I gave was more than 100, about 105. This was a few months ago that I'm pretty sure do have ties. And just in case, if anyone is curious as to how do I do this, because that was another comment that was made 2 days ago of how do you do this? Like, how do you call it and then it happens? Well, let me remind you all, I was raised by these people and I was a good student. I always am a good student. I learn quickly and I have this blessing by birth that I have a memory that whatever I hear or see or read, I'll never forget. It just stays there, which at the beginning normally freaks people out when I talk about something that happened. I give exact date and location and possibly what they were wearing, or sometimes I know exactly which date of my own program I talked about what. Anyhow, that's besides the point. But how I know what's happening is that I was raised by them. Originally, when the pictures of the plane were being released, I started pointing out that guy isn't even Afghan. That person is Palestinian. That other person is Pakistani, and these are the things you put together. And also, at the end of the day, it is pretty clear. It's not that hard to know why would suddenly Biden cabal hand over Afghanistan and then loads of planes come to America. Point. FBI is investigating. And I do that because I know for a fact they're not investigating anybody. First of all, how do you investigate when they admittedly say they don't even know where they are? Remember, a few months ago, late 2021, they opened the doors to our bases and let all the 60 plus thousand go. They all left. Of course, you don't know where they are. But the priority in this country right now, which takes me to where I say deja vu. The priority in this country right now by FBI and CIA and Democrats and socialists and all the alphabet soup agencies is to raid President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, while we know clearly there is a national security threat of 324 terrorists, Islamic terrorists in America. We have said it many times. You guys even say it on the comments sometimes, because as you know, I watch the comments, that the America first is not there anymore. America last is the policy. But this would be one of the perfect examples to know for fact America first doesn't exist anymore, because it's like the fact that everything about yesterday is absolutely ridiculously out of line, uncalled for, unprofessional. Parts are illegal. It's also, as I said, the message of 324 terrorists running around American streets, but FBI has the time, budget, and resources to go raid Mar-a-Lago. Diamond and Silk mentioned this actually on their show last night. It's like, I want to know what are the charges, and I want to know who's this federal judge who signed this. Because I still don't know what are the charges. As far as I know, there was no conviction, there was no arraignment, there was nothing. You don't just go raid. But again, not to repeat it too much, they do have time to go raid President Trump's home in all sort of illegal and wrong ways. But well, we got 324 terrorists that we brought into this country, that Biden cabal put in a plane and brought here, that our FBI failed to background check and verify their identity. Our FBI failed to keep them in one place until it's verified who they are. The same FBI who has put us in danger by not doing their job, because for many years since Obama, in their training books, words such as Islam Jihad and Islamic terror has been completely removed because they're not even supposed to talk about it. The same FBI is on it. Now, again, we know they have raided many homes. I believe, on top of my head, Roger Stone from Lindell TV Group. Roger Stone, Sharona Bishop, Steve Bannon, right? But then when you take it all the way up to the president of United States of America, and I agree, I'm hesitant to say the former president, because to my eyes he is still my president, but in their documentation we can even say former. Okay, fine, even as a former president who is in middle of let's say negotiation or cooperation, you just go raid his house. Yes, we're all outraged. This is ridiculous. This is getting out of control. But the question remains to be answered. When are we, the people, going to take the proper actions? I don't have the answer to that question. That's why it remains to be answered. But I hope someone somewhere does. Because when a regime is bold enough, and by the way, this is a bold move. I give them that. When they are bold enough to do what they did yesterday, don't think for 1 second our doors are not the next one to be knocked at or possibly broken. Let's not wait too long until we're all raided before we try to figure out what is there to do. Okay, let me go ahead and take my commercial break. Let's do both at once because I kind of went a little longer than I thought I would on this. But do remember, 324 confirmed terrorist tie of Afghan refugees are out there. So watch your back as you're waiting for your front door to be bridged by FBI. Also watch your back. It's like you kind of need to have eyes in the back, eyes in the front. This is fun stuff. Let's go here from Brannan House Extract Javity. Of course, we cannot miss my coffee, delicious. And then when we come back, I want to talk to you about the recent situation in Israel and the conflict. So don't go anywhere. I will be back in about 3 minutes.
Extract Javity is an all-natural energy and health drink developed by Brannan House several years ago with a team of experts. Extract Javity supports a healthy heart, strong immunity, skin, hair and nails, cognitive health, and cellular health. This all-natural energy drink is loaded with antioxidants, but don't take our word for it. Do your own research to find the benefits of red wine extract, bilberry extract, grapeseed extract, pine bark extract, and vitamin C. Brannan credits Extract Javity in part for his abundance of energy and good health. Order your 30-day supply now at mystore.com. Be sure to use the promo code on the screen for a generous discount. Extract Javity, your all-natural source for energy and good health. Find it at mystore.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm excited to announce my new product, My Coffee. I get products all the time from entrepreneurs for my new platform, mystore.com. And when I tried My Coffee for the first time, I was blown away. It is the best coffee I've ever had in my life. I spent the last 4 months doing my due diligence, and this family-owned business micromanages every step from the fields to the cup to ensure the best quality coffee you're ever going to have. It starts with the beans that are grown in Honduras. Honduras's volcanic soil and humid climate make the perfect growing conditions for coffee plants, which produce the best beans ever. Then each batch is tested for its aroma, taste, and other aspects to meet the highest standards in the coffee industry. And after that, it goes into production, which is all done right here in the USA. It's like you're getting that small batch specialty coffee, but delivered right to your front door. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen. Use the promo code and you'll get your very own My Coffee for 25% off. You guys all know that I've traveled the country for the past year and a half. I've stayed in hundreds of hotels. I've tried every coffee out there. Well, some of the coffees have that terrible aftertaste, some that leave me jittery, or I get an upset stomach. Well, My Coffee is different. It's the richest, smoothest, best coffee I've ever had. My Coffee comes in a variety of flavors. You get them ground or whole bean. Plus, it's certified organic and non-GMO. I guarantee it'll be the best coffee you've ever had. So go to mystore.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code and you'll get My Coffee for 25% off. And I'm going to give you deep discounts on all my store products. That's mystore.com. It's my new platform for USA entrepreneurs. Please order now.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. Please go to mystore.com. Grab Extract Javity. If you haven't, I doubt you haven't started drinking my coffee. If you haven't, you're missing out on deliciousness. So grab My Coffee, use the promo code AC21 because believe it or not, that is a huge help for me to continue coming on and doing this show. Also, you can go to mypillow.com, purchase other items on mypillow.com, such as the new slippers. the new bed sheets, the towels, all of that using promo code AC21. Let me take a sip of my delicious coffee real quick. You know what? I should have talked to Mike and say we should call it my delicious coffee instead of just my coffee. Anyhow, that is just a marketing idea. It is delicious. Anyhow, okay. So yes, please do support this program. I really do need support. Things are getting a little tough. Mystore.com, mypillow.com, both same promo code AC21. Okay, so I said I want to talk to you about the situation in. I don't know how many of you caught up with it. Amazingly, they picked the time of CPAC in Texas to do this, which all the eyes were on CPAC. Nothing wrong with that. CPAC was absolutely important. We covered the whole thing. Side note, if you missed our CPAC coverage, all of the interviews are also available on frankspeech.com, so you can catch them there. But what did happen was there was a conflict, again, between Gaza border and Israel. Now, I saw some notes that were accurate. I saw some notes that was not accurate. I just want to quickly explain a few things. Number one, this was not Hamas. Okay, this was not Hamas. This was the Quds forces. You probably know it more as Quds forces. This was Quds forces. They have started a new chapter called literally the Islamic Jihad. Islamic Jihad, that's what they're called. That it was them. Now, Quds forces are little tiny children of Islamic Republic of Iran's IRGC, Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. So that's where it all started. It was them. But since we're covering boldness of some of these dictators, I figured I need to address some of the boldness of Islamic Republic of Iran. Because that's what IRGC is. IRGC represents. So here is a tweet that was put out by IRGC. I'm sure you can see the handle. This is IRGC, and then in Farsi, the Farsi of IRGC. This tweet was put out 11:48 a.m. on August 5th, 2022. It is in Farsi, but I will literally click this translate tweet for you. There's one word that is not being translated, which is translated to English as let us be blunt. Let us be blunt. We intervened in cases of anti-Israelism. After this, wherever any nation, any group fights against the Zionist regime, we are behind it and helped it. They are not shy. They never were. But at this point, IRGC is officially putting tweets out, officially letting people know that they are behind any sort of fight against the Zionist regime, being the Israeli government. That was one of the things that, of course, it's the IRGC tweet. There aren't that many people, I guess, who would go look at them or understand what they have to say. But they put this out on the 5th, as I mentioned. Then this article came out. This is again on Iran International, so it is on their English side. So I didn't translate this by hand. It is their own. But I tried to look. I found one more place in English, but it wasn't an American platform or outlet. But this came out on the 6th, day after that tweet. Let's read a little bit. Commander says Iran will destroy Israel and attack the U.S. Now, the picture, by the way, is the commander of Iran's Quds forces, Ismail Ghani, on August 5th of 2022. This goes to say, Iran will continue its struggle until the destruction of enemies, the United States and Israel, the commander of its Quds forces said. This was on Friday. Please pay attention to words, the United States and Israel. As a new flare-up of violence between Israel and Iran-backed Islamic Jihad began Friday. Remember, Islamic Jihad is the name of this group and the movement. Ismail Ghani was speaking at a memorial service for 3 servicemen killed in the Syrian war. Ghani repeated a recent refrain heard from other Iranian officials that Israel is in decline and said that Hezbollah's sons are making plans to bring down the last blow against the Zionist regime and to realize the wish of Imam Khomeini to eradicate Israel from the map and the face of the earth. As always, of course, this is going to keep going for more information of what Ghani said or what the Islamic Jihad group is, or IRGC or Hezbollah. But I wanted to read this part of it. And I did go back and I did listen to his speech in Farsi when he did say all that words. Few things here to be mentioned, like the broken record Annie Cyrus is. We are still negotiating with these people. Remember, we are still negotiating with these people. And just to make sure that nobody thinks I'm saying that because I can, here you go. As of 21 hours ago, U.S. says ready to revive Iran nuclear deal based on EU proposal. There isn't much on this article for me to go over that is related to what I'm trying to say here, but I just want to say we are negotiating with these people. We are ready to revive Iran nuclear deal. Now, this is where the boldness of all of these connected regimes is amazing to me, because people are still denying the truth about it. Because people still think it's not going to happen on their watch, and people still think this is all going to go away. Internally, the Biden cabal has boldly raided President Trump's home. Externally, being internationally outside of America, Biden cabal is boldly still standing ready to revive Iran nuclear deal. So the threat directly from Ghani, the commander of Quds forces, on his speech came on the 5th, published on the 6th. U.S. said they are ready to revive the offer on the 8th. After all of that, they are clearly, they're not going to stop until they take out the enemies, the United States of America and Israel. Even if for 1 second I would say, okay, fine, I understand we don't have to worry about Israel, which we do, but even for sake of argument, this threat wasn't against Israel only. This was clearly against the United States of America and Israel. The Quds forces are, as I said, children of IRGC. IRGC has put a tweet out saying they were behind the recent attacks, but they will continue to support anyone who's willing. Like, you can call them tomorrow and say, I'm going to fight the Zionist regime, and they back you up. Just like that. These are the boldness I'm trying to point out here. How much of a good job am I doing? I don't know. But bottom line and point is, Islamic Republic of Iran has been the most dangerous enemy of the United States of America. I have been trying to get people's attention to it, but then there's always the ISIS and the Al-Qaeda, and we took out Al-Qaeda's leader. Who? The little things that everybody's getting distracted, while starting from Hussein Obama. Remember, Hussein Obama is the one who put the red carpet down for Rouhani after many years of America standing up to Islamic Republic of Iran and saying, due to what you've done, you are considered our enemy. But Mr. Hope decided it's time to give them hope. And from there, we give them billions of dollars, we give them weapons, we give them boldness, we lift their names one by one from terrorist lists. Bottom line, please start paying attention to what is going on inside and outside of America. Don't let them get any bolder. I don't know how much bolder you want them to get before you actually stand up and say enough is enough. For anyone who's asking what is there to be done, pick up your phone, start, as a Middle Eastern, I shouldn't say that, but you know what I'll say. Blow up your representatives' phone, email, go knock at their door. Voice your disapproval before your disapproval will not matter. I need to wrap up here. I am out of time. As I said, I believe I will be on with Brown House tonight to continue this discussion. I will be on live event or live show with Michael Lauer tomorrow, Wednesday, on my Facebook page and our YouTube page, which is Ag News. Go to liveuptofreedom.com. Please grab the information, share them with everybody. Again, thank you for everybody who made my 20th anniversary yesterday that much more special. Thank you for your kind words. Thank you for your words of encouragement. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Stay safe, stay vigilant, stay tuned. God bless you and God bless America. Goodbye.
You're watching Lindell TV.